It's your turn.
Okay, so I get there. This thing is not working. I think she's like, I can't make it down this. Oh, actually, hold on a second. So how far across is the shaft?
It's about...
Well, let me tell you.
10 by 15-ish.
Oh, God, that's crazy. Okay, so... I've been feeling this the whole time, like, that it would be ridiculously negligent if there were not, like, safety features to this thing. Whether safety features to the elevator or safety features to, especially here in the bridge where there's, like, you know, important, valuable people. Is there, I want to spend my turn looking around, like, perception-wise, say the same thing to the weasel, go look for whatever, like, for something that is, like, crap, we've gone into free fall, or we are falling out of the sky, or under attack. Like, emergency measures. I want to look around for whatever that is.
Yeah. Yeah, you find it. It's an escape pod. It's right down there.
Oh, great. Hey, guys, over here. Nobody bothered looking for escape pods.
What?
Hey. So, like, time literally kind of sends the weasel your way. And straight up, like, what? Hold on. Okay, so that perception, I'm going to say, was my action. It, like, kind of pieces from there. How far away from me is this escape pod?
How far is the escape pod away from you? About 25 feet.
Cool. And is it further away from them, or is it kind of like...
Further away from them.
Okay, gotcha. Time literally kind of like runs back towards you. So like, I don't know, 30-ish feet away. And is literally just like as loud as she can, kind of like does this, you know... Sorry, audio. You know, but that's exactly the idea, like the snap you out, like when you're running into, I've been doing a bunch of first aid training lately, when you're running into a system where somebody's like maybe going into shock, I don't know what you're doing, but it's like getting your attention and snapping you out of it. Like, there is an escape pod right there, go!
And you can board it yourself.
Rude. She
6 words.
That's fine. She's just like, rude. I think it goes that way.
Okay.
Doesn't know what you're doing.
Yourself can be one word.
Ferg, join me.
That was great. Actually, yourself could be one word, and the librarian goes, correct. Okay, so you're heading towards the escape pod.
Yep.
Along with your weasel.
Yep.
What's your weasel's name again?
June.
June, right?
Oh.
Sparky, right?
That's so cute.
So
your name, kid?
you, Lucy, could have...
So good.
Why are you touching Ferg again?
It's fine.
You can make an
Are
insight
you
check.
like?
You can ask me.
Like, yeah. Well, no, I don't want to. Like, I want to
Great.
know. I
Why
feel like I
not?
should
I'm 13,
know.
I know
because
better.
I feel like should I know this? I don't want to use I don't want to use part of my action to ask.
Well,
you're
talking's a
talking.
free action, so you can ask.
Are you gonna help my friend? Are you helping? Are you helping Ferg?
Oh, yes.
If he dies, I'll never forgive you. If
Fine.
they die, I'll never forgive you.
She may not know the mechanics of this beast, but I think she's got this covered, Tulip.
Tulip.
Oh god.
That's so icky.
Don't ruin
Oh,
tulips.
you
for me.
have
So
you have
icky.
me, right?
Flowers
you
are not
have
icky.
me now. You have me.
They can't be.
Yeah,
Okay.
back in that vice grip. Remember
Then
that?
I'm screaming to you. Time, are you going to the escape pods?
She's like, as she's running, she's like pointing towards the escape pods.
I'm like, how do I know? How much do I know about the escape pods?
They help you escape.
Well,
Like, do I know that they're
take time
pretty
to
like
felt?
that and they
like,
house like 2 to 3 people depending on their size.
Okay.
You're small, so 4 people.
So I'm like, why are we going to the escape pod?
Thought I was gonna hold that for much longer than I was.
And how far away is the escape pod?
I'm gonna get there like in a few seconds.
And how far away from the ground?
I will side with you in the sense that your aunt doesn't really reveal too much.
So
I
modest.
wonder whose fault that is.
You know,
Out of character.
You know, out of character, we can't actually
Patriarchy.
hear each other.
Oh snap!
You can't interject my monologue.
I'm the goddamn villain, motherfucker. God damn, you can't
Oh,
interrupt me.
Spoiler! Spoiler!
What?
What, has that not been obvious this whole time?
I thought he seemed just
I thought it was
real.
supposed
How do you
to
think
be
this
good.
shit is going down? It's
I
gotta
am
be
a
Buckley.
goddamn noob and I saw that coming.
Suddenly somebody steps in a bear trap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you remember how we didn't think the bear trap guy was bad, and then we all stepped in bear traps?
Or it could go the opposite direction too.
I did not step in bear traps.
Berg
Somebody
also
see
read
it,
his
apparently.
history and told you about Buckley, and it wasn't nice. So,
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
just saying.
But she also got
What was
Buckley
it
from
again?
her grandma, so.
True.
Oh, Grandma.
Intergenerational
Shit.
psychic STI.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure, hot. That's hot.
Can we make that a thing? That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I need some whiskey after that too.
Sorry.
I'm like,
It's a loud laugh.
Auntie, where are you gonna take us?
Nowhere.
Are you going down with the
I
shit?
think
Yeah.
that she's fucking crazy, and I want to get the fuck away from her. And I'm sorry, Auntie, but I'm gonna shock. No,
You
I don't
just
have
keep
anything.
hitting her
I
with
have
psychic.
shocking
do
grass.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can do cantrips.
I think shocking grass is.
God.
That's a touch attack.
I'm sorry,
Well, she's holding
but
her.
I don't wanna. I don't wanna kill her.
Okay, roll,
much is- okay.
roll attack roll.
You might not have a choice.
I think a shocking grasp is D8.
Y'all, I can't come back after tonight, so like, give it your best shot.
3.
You can come back eventually.
I have.
Maybe.
2 inspiration left.
I'm
I
gonna.
mean, I hope you're too busy, but
Yeah, I'm gonna inspiration.
Is that your last one?
right.
No, I had 3.
Yeah.
And now
Oh,
I
we talked
have.
about that last
Now I have 1.
I have 1 as well.
It's been a rough night.
Somebody compel me something.
19.
Ooh, 19.
You absolutely hit your ante. Roll a d8.
It's D8.
Roll.
That's a 10,
eight.
yeah.
No, it's an
8. Dude, you roll harsh damage, dude.
You roll. You take 8 points of damage.
against family.
And for
Yeah.
an entire round, you are unable to use reactions. So,
Now what have you
Make a
done?
concentration. Concentration check.
oh yeah, make a concentration check.
Snap.
Sorry, I want Ferg to stand up.
6, right?
Jeez.
Now you're good.
14.
You have to
Yeah,
roll real
Ferg's,
bad.
Ferg's still held like a boss.
This is not my first rodeo.
So,
So
am I
it
still
didn't
touching
work?
Ferg?
Yes.
Well, you did 8 damage.
Okay. So what happens right now? Tell me what happens.
Well, I don't get free, or I do get free from her.
It doesn't stop that. Unfortunately, she can still hold on to you.
Yeah, she can still hold on to you.
You've hurt me.
Do,
That's all.
Okay.
So tantrum.
Yeah.
I had 2 sons. No.
You think this is the
Same
worst?
time. Are they twins?
No.
They're twins. Aren't they twins?
Yeah, twins.
They're
Yeah.
twins.
Oh, really?
My sons are twins. Yeah, you
Okay,
have no
yeah.
idea what
You
I've
are
gone
super
through.
tough. I have a new respect for you.
I am messed up.
They said it would bounce back.
Oh.
That was great. I just want to take a moment to appreciate
Okay,
that.
so unless you have anything else, like that is the end of your turn, because basically, like your auntie is holding on to you right now.
Sorry.
So whatever that was.
I keep accidentally messing with the magnet thing. Stop touching.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So,
Intentionally.
do I get to like?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's
You don't
her
know.
it's her turn.
Ooh.
It's
Well,
Sparky's turn right
Is there
now.
anything else I can do?
There is not.
Okay.
Unless you want to take a bonus action to move some of your font of magic into as a spell.
Oh my god, I don't even know. How do I do that? I
Okay.
don't know how to do that.
So
Fisher says do
It takes a bonus action.
yeah.
You have two points of font of magic. I think it's
Which
for
will
Pepper's
basically convert into one slot. So you can take the
One
bonus
slot.
action to convert that into one slot for future use.
One
Great.
slot.
That's what I will do.
And don't want you to take this personally, but you got one job. Learn it.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't I have more slots because of the dagger?
Well,
You
your
have to
dagger
come
has
up
its
with
own
a separate
slot.
slot.
Yeah, your dagger has its own his own slottage.
But it wouldn't be these. That's your like characters all the time spell slot.
Yes, you should
Yeah,
have
I
some.
know, but so far what I've used, I thought I had used up all my level 1 spells.
You
and-
have?
So what is... I thought I used one from my dagger. One of them came
You
from my
did.
dagger. So that would not be using
Oh, I didn't
my-
realize that you...
No, because you retconned it and we're like, no,
Yeah.
I have 3.
Yeah.
I thought you said you
Yeah.
didn't want to use your dagger.
Yeah, there you go. So you still
Wrong?
have slots.
I think
Okay.
you have 4 slots in
Here,
your dagger.
here's what I remember, and we're going to go with because I want to move the game along. So you used up all 3 of your slots that are in you, right? You have 4 slots still in your dagger. And if you want, you can take a bonus action to use your Font of Magic to move your sorcery points and transfer them over
Totally
to
fine.
one slot.
Do I know how many slots are in my dagger?
4.
And I definitely used one earlier, if you will see on the video. But yes, great. I have 1 slot and 4 slots in my...
Okay.
Damn it.
All right.
Did you see that too?
Yes.
So after Sparky,
Yes.
back to you guys. So
Okay, so we just are recovering, and what do we see around us? Is there any people? Are there ships? Like,
yeah, so there are definitely people. There are a slew of guards that are actually standing there doing a whole hell of a lot of nothing.
just waiting to die?
Waiting.
You don't really know. Yeah, I mean, it would appear so, right? They are just waiting, standing up, keeping balanced, and ultimately like they have their weapon in their hand, but they're not moving at all. It's actually a little off-putting. The other thing you see, I would say about a total of maybe 4 wizards. If you had to look around really quickly, like 4 wizards, and they're strapped to chairs with like heavy seat belts. And they are basically just waiting.
Playing.
But there's no
music
ships
as the
down
ship
here at
is
all?
Going down.
There's no ships like little like escape pods or anything
Gentlemen,
like that on this level.
There's no escape pods, but there are those mini, basically airships that they're basically like the equivalent of airplanes, and they are in the hangar, and you can count. There's too many actually. There's like probably over a dozen.
Okay. Do you think we should take a ship, or should we strap ourselves in like these wizards?
So I'm going to stop you there, and I'm going to say that neither of you know how to operate these things. You're more than welcome to try, but neither of you
I was
have...
thinking more asking somebody to get in a ship with us. Can you fly this shit?
Yeah.
Fly us out of here. Like, that's why I was wondering if there's people around.
I just want that as
Yeah,
an
are
out of
there
context
people
quote, by the way.
What are we
Can you
saying?
fly
There
the
are
shit, or
those
do we
4
have...
wizards that
Or
are
you
strapped
can
to
strap them
chairs,
like
and
the
they
wizards.
are quite a distance away from you. Probably the,
Also, I don't know if
the
you
closest one is about 40 feet away from you, and the rest are farther.
That's not that far. I feel like I can yell pretty loud.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna get like closer to the wizard and be like, hey,
Yeah, hey.
what are you guys doing? Why are you not trying to fly these things out of here?
He says, the wizard says it has some kind of a mask on, and it says, "We follow orders! We're following orders!"
Yeah, bitches, follow orders.
Do you know how to fly
hear you say
this?
that?
Do you know how to fly these ships?
Sorry, out of character.
No, and we're not authorized!
Does anyone in this room know how to fly these ships?
Not currently, no!
What happens? Is there like some kind of safety feature that is going to keep you guys from being crushed while you sit here?
Seat belts.
Why are y'all just sitting here?
Her eyes sort of dart side by side, like side to side, and she doesn't give you an answer. You seem to make her a little nervous.
So you're planning to sit there and die. Keth is very straightforward.
Do you have any better plans?
Yeah, get off this ship. Is there parachutes anywhere?
What's a parachute?
Okay, can you cast Featherfall perchance, friend?
I don't know. I'm looking at my stats right now.
All right, good shit.
Are we?
Can anyone in here cast Featherfall?
Off in the distance.
So are we? Can we see a place for these ships to like disembark? Like, is there like open air happening anywhere?
There's that force field.
What was the question?
So can we see anywhere like for these ships to just disembark from the main aircraft? Like, is there like
Like an
big-
area to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is there like a free fall? Like what does that look like? Like
Ooh. So
like is it all
what
locked
that,
up? Like
what
does
that
it
looks
require
like
buttons?
is okay. So what that looks like is when you originally boarded the ship, there's a lot of open air spaces everywhere, but at the same time, it really wasn't that windy. So your thought is that there's some kind of a force barrier that actually stops the wind from coming in, and yet makes the area way visible. Which, by the way, now that you're looking around, it's making you quite dizzy, because everything's
falling
like
pretty fast.
falling
Yeah.
pretty fast.
Are we still above the forest?
Are above the forest? Well, if you were below the forest, you would be.
No, I mean,
crashed.
are we? You said we thought we might be past it. Are we still above the forest, or are we?
From where you are right now, like in the middle of the platform, you can't tell.
Okay.
It's just the viewpoint is not theirs. They're there for
To
you
see the ground.
to see clearly. Yeah.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah. What?
For maybe a cool thematic moment, would argue that at least one of them does have feather fall. And here's why. It only lasts for a minute, and you fall at 60 feet around, so you can only pull that cord that is the emergency cord 600 feet above the ground. And they're plummeting, like, that'd be like, okay, but we're gonna wait till the last minute. Are you gonna time it right? Are you gonna jump out at the right moment? That thematically could be really...
That's what I was like
intense.
thinking. If we could get somebody, that or trying to jump out with Farron and be like, maybe we can glide to the ground once
That's
we
what
get
I was
closer.
It's gonna get real.
Okay. So what I
scary.
want you to do is
Sorry.
roll a persuasion check.
Roll a persuasion check.
Yep. Because this
You have to
guy,
convince them to do that.
this woman in particular is very used to, as
You were
per all the
nice.
people on the ship, used to following orders and trusts their commander.
Well, I can also
So
Okay, so I want to say something like, we just had dinner, or we just came from the room Lucy July was in, and she told us to come down here and get off the ship by any means necessary.
Roll
So
it.
if you help us, she'll be happy with you.
yeah.
15? I'm real friendly.
I'm
That's scary.
also there, and I mean, I could be persuasive. I'm rolling.
You're not even gonna
possibly.
listen for my answer.
Hit us with your answer, Bill.
The wizard is looking at your wing stumps, though. Or wings are out, actually.
I was going to say, but I would roll at a disadvantage. But
So, she sort of looks around nervously. This is highly irregular. It's out of protocol. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Is
Like,
anything in protocol right now?
Like those kinds of looks. No, she's
Yeah.
not saying that aloud.
Oh, she's not talking?
It's just like those kinds of looks. She takes her mask off. She unhooks her seatbelt, her straps, and she's essentially just like, "All right." And she and at this point, like, she's yelling too because the falling is creating a surprising amount of noise. And she's like, "All right, tell me what I have to do."
I'm gonna say, all right, we're gonna go to the edge, and we're gonna time it from when we get close. We're gonna jump, all of us together, and you're gonna cast Featherfall on us. Anybody who wants to come with us. And we're just gonna like make our way to the end where the platform is.
She says, "We have to go to the beam opening.
All right,
Everything else is closed off."
I'll follow her to the beam opening then.
Okay, so she starts moving there.
And I literally shout, like, anybody who wants to Featherfall down with us, like, Lucy July will appreciate you for it. And I'm just straight up lying. I don't care, because, like, in my mind, I don't want these people just to die because some person told them to stay strapped in.
Yeah.
dinner.
It is standard operating procedure during a fall or turbulence event for the crew to
I'm
strap
guessing
in.
if this person had a mask that they're half orc and you don't care about them.
Ouch.
Well, that was gonna be my. I'm sorry, I have to say this. That was gonna be my plan if you failed the diplomacy check. Is there's no way Lucy would have dinner with a half orc.
Yeah.
It's
That was
real
my plan.
racist.
Yeah. Okay. So
True.
which is true. Yeah.
True.
It's totally true.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're running there. Are you following suit, and are you doing anything differently?
Yeah, I think I'm just following suit.
Do
Okay.
any other wizards come with us? This is
Uh,
important to me. I don't really care thematically for the game what happens to them later. I just don't want them to die. Like, I mean, what you do with them. Like, if they end up hurting us later or something.
A couple of them detach. A few of them stay behind.
Okay, cool. I was just curious.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on your part?
I feel like it's covered. There's chaos.
Cool. All right. So, Lucy,
Um,
you're at 11,000
No,
feet
it's
right
all
now.
good.
thank you. Oh god, there's so much time, but not enough time to get to my boys. What can I... So, right now, I have Lumia in my grasp. Ferg is still on the ground. What's that one doing?
Making their way to the top.
I'm like seconds away from getting into one of the escape pods.
Oh, that's right.
As is my weasel. Ferret.
Thank you.
Snow pod.
Where's the dagger right now that my niece was, like, obsessed with?
In her hand.
She has it?
Yeah.
Cool. Good for her.
Not stabbing you with it though, to her
Yeah.
credit.
It's true, she's not. She's just, like,
The weird magic is coming out of it.
being super irritating.
What are you seeing through the blood?
I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm not sure right now.
Okay, so all of a sudden the ship jerks really heavily.
Okay.
And also lists heavily to the side. So what I need all of you to do is to roll reflex saving throws.
Dexterity.
Dexterity saving throws,
Like-
because we're playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm assuming I would be rolling at
Nice.
disadvantage or not at all.
No, you not
auto
all.
fail.
Just fail. So what'd you get?
19.
19 as well.
19, 5,
13.
Straight 13.
straight 13. Okay, so you got the 5.
Yes,
So-
I did.
So you take 7 points of damage, everyone and fall prone.
Okay.
Everyone else takes 3 points of damage and is not prone. You're definitely 7 points of damage, Ferg.
Do you lose concentration? You're damaged.
If you want to say that, well, I guess it's funny because in the rules that say that you have to keep attacking in order for your rage to.
I never rage.
I know.
We were just joking that you were
Yeah.
so angry.
Never.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. So yeah, you take 7 points of damage.
Yeah. I also haven't had a chance to rage in this situation.
I have a question. How far did I fall? Like, did I fall in a direction prone?
No, you-
Away from anyone. I just went.
Yeah, you just fell down to the floor.
Everything
Wake up.
shook.
And it's you're at an angle where you're almost sliding, but not quite.
Okay. I can like feel inertia just like pulling me to the right.
But not quite. Like you're fighting it enough that it's not happening.
Okay. This is so irritating. Can we just hit the ground already?
Yeah.
I might just say that. I'm so irritated right now.
Do you do anything?
I'm prone.
You can get up.
Oh.
Which takes half your movement,
Half my movement?
Mhm.
How does that work?
15 feet.
or 30 to stand up.
Oh. Well, how far away did I fall from Lumia?
You didn't fall away from Lumia. You just fell down to the ground.
On top of her.
You had a Nancy Kerrigan moment.
As a matter of fact, you kind of fell over Ferg.
Why?
Oh, and by the way, make a concentration check because you did take damage.
It's our backyard here. Thank you.
+6, yeah, you're still good. So you fell over Ferg, and I'm gonna say your face is perhaps maybe too close to his, as you eyeball to eyeball.
Finally, eye contact. And you're like, oh god.
You're slightly afraid.
I don't know that I'm afraid. Like, I'm in charge right now still. Just, like, maybe, like, dripping blood onto Ferg a little bit. Just like, you
Yeah.
did this.
No sharing body fluids.
No consent has been exchanged. We didn't talk about blood play here. Alright, it's my niece. She's a little shit. Okay, great. So I fell on top of Ferg.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still standing. Is she within reach to, like, just hang on to, like, her clothing?
I'm pretty sure you would be, right? You didn't move anywhere but last turn, correct?
I thought you had a hold of her.
I had a hold of her. She couldn't move.
Okay, got it. So when you hit the ground, you lost that hold on her, but you are still within reach.
Great. So I'm gonna, like, use the rest of my action to, like, try and, like, hang on to her arm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yes. I'm gonna reach and like, try and grab her arm. You know what? I'm gonna go for your arm anyway, because that's love. So I do
Don't
that.
try and hold on to a lightning.
Okay. You
Ride the storm.
So Sparky. I don't understand why people call you Sparky.
and that's where we'll take a very brief break.
Brief break.
We will do
Say that 10
bathrooms
times
and smoking and things, and we're gonna allow that to simmer real quick.
I really gotta think on this one.
Simma.
Well, this airship is supposed to be falling faster than
We're
normal.
just jumping on airship.
Oh yeah, is it falling faster than free fall or falling faster than it
How do we
should?
find them again?
Okay, so
Out of curiosity.
And how do they
let
get
me
lost
just-
if we're not with them?
Fisher, are we still recording? Yes. Okay, give me 1 second. So let me just say before our break,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say for reasons unknown,
Silly.
you all. Did you hit your ante with a shocking grasp this
in the last
round?
Yeah.
So I will say that because you don't have a reaction, like your only course of action really is to cast the spell like right now from your ring.
Oh.
We're so far from the ground. Okay. Okay, fine.
Are we gonna hit the ground next turn?
So basically what happens, time, you have a distinct idea that you're going to hit the ground in maybe like another minute from now, maybe a little less.
Probably a lot less actually if we're at near free fall now.
But way before you thought,
Yeah.
you start, basically you feel the ship starting to hit things. And in your mind it's like, oh god, this has got to be trees. This has got to be trees that we're hitting.
They're huge.
And hitting, and then all of a sudden the ship is doing this. And then boom. Everybody's motionless right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically everything stops, and that's where we'll take a break.
That's fine.
Alright.
I'll be home at midnight.
That isn't.
It's
That is early.
Go.
So the last thing that you know exactly why it happened, and you remember. Oh, and you're familiar. Remember is that you all were engulfed in this weird. Oh God! It's like imagine like a bubble of like ethereal energy.
Are we mushroom walking?
And then no, you're not mushroom walking. No. But basically like the impact happened and you felt yourself actually like kind of bounce around the open space, except that the open space did not bounce. It actually kind of did something predictable upon impact. Right?
Yeah,
Crunched into,
a little tiny bit.
oh god, yeah. And then you two,
Did we get to jump out?
so you were falling and you guys went to the space and then you started to hit all of the trees on the way down and then the wizard that you were with, I'm sorry, and she feather falls. Okay? And then the moment the ship hit on impact,
She just featherfalled herself. She didn't get us.
no, of course she got you.
Oh, okay.
Of course she got you. So coupled with your wings, you basically started to fall slower than the ship was falling, and then the ship hit, and then you hit. So essentially,
Timing wizard.
huh?
Yeah.
What?
I was saying bad timing wizard.
Actually, that timing saved your life.
oh,
Best
okay.
possible timing.
Best possible.
It's not
timing.
gonna be easy.
Okay.
So ultimately, how many hit points are you at?
I have 17.
9.
9. So
9?
You guys are both at max, right? Those are your max hit points.
No,
right?
mine's 20. We
Oh,
both
okay.
took 3.
12.
Oh, okay.
okay. So both of you lose 7 hit points.
Okay.
All of the rest of you don't lose any hit points,
Oh, thank Christ.
but
Can describe the thing once you're done.
yes,
I
but
told
you
you
all
would be
gain
fine.
1 level of exhaustion
Yeah.
because whatever effect that engulfed you, that effect somehow affected your life force in some way, shape, or form.
I think it means you roll disadvantage on some stuff.
So no hit points down, but 1 exhaustion. Yeah.
Yeah. So one level of exhaustion. That basically means that you roll disadvantage on all ability checks, and that also means skills.
Yep.
So all
Am
anytime
I
you
still
roll one of these type of things.
paralyzed?
At that point, Lucy loses her concentration.
Okay.
But I also will say that there is a period of like a full minute where people are just trying to like get up and be normal human beings.
Mm-hmm.
You're dizzy. The concussive blow like really just took a lot out of you. Will.
You're also like really, really sweaty, and here's why. For like besides the obvious reasons. So as these balls go up, like, and I would say like this is sort of coming out as time, like you don't know if it's shock or just time being time. But she's kind of like muttering about the physics of what happened basically, and she's like talking about the sphere that just went up around her. She's like, interesting, this must be like a kinetic energy absorbance device, and like so converting all of the impact and the sounds, like when the bubble went up you just hear like sounds kind of deadened out really, really fast.
Yeah.
And like you saw yourself moving around but you didn't feel any of it, but what you felt was just like the air inside the bubble just get hot, like really hot, because all of that energy from the impacts and the sound is just being absorbed, but it has to go somewhere and it's converted to heat. So you get really just sweaty and drenched and it's happening, and then it dispels and you're just like in this weird level of drenched sweat that's cooling off. And
I
feeling
love that.
hot.
Take an inspiration point for that.
Thank you.
That's
Science!
great.
Feeling
Yeah.
Physics.
super gross.
Yeah, that was great.
You like that?
What's that?
Also gross.
Also gross, is that what you said?
Well, sweaty. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, no, I definitely said sweaty and gross, but Ferg doesn't care. Do I have the wherewithal to eat one of the devil's fingers that's in my pocket
forgot
so
about
I
the
can
devil's
feel
fingers.
a little bit better?
Well, you know that those things are really for like worst case scenario of like bones broken kind of deal. You still want to eat one. It may not have the same effect as it did before.
I mean, I have 2 hit points, and I did argue that the knife would have probably broken a rib.
Okay.
And I did
You
say
argued
that
that the knife would have broke a rib.
I did say my nose was broken too.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, there is some shit that's really so. Yes, you
Yeah.
shove one of the devil's fingers in your and let me be clear, it's just not a pleasant consumption.
Oh no, it tastes like the worst ass ever.
Oh.
Yeah,
As opposed to the best
It tastes
ass.
like you're eating compost.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. By the
No, like
So here's the thing.
composted manure.
The catapult spell, if I actually roll damage on it as opposed to just using it to move things around, is 3d8. I mean, that could have like broken a rib easily.
Yeah.
Like even if I like mitigated that a little bit, like for sure, but like
Well, and also
Sorry.
with Hold Monster, I would have gone like face first.
yeah, good call.
Sparky.
Berg is screaming.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
many points do I get back?
Oh, you get back roll 4d4 plus 4.
Screaming.
Oh, damn, a greater? Yeah, that is sexy.
Well, it's sexy, but you can only really use it when you're really far gone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, if anything else hit me, I would have died.
Well, no, I mean like how on a level of when you should use something, I'm pretty sure plane crash counts.
Sparky, what are you doing?
right?
Am I free of? I'm still free of my undo. Does she have me? Any
Oh, gosh.
hold on.
Oh, no.
No, everybody's sort of like struggling to get up off the ground because even with that absorption of the kinetic energy, which you don't even really understand, like all of a sudden
Time
just
just
like
talking
everything
shit.
happened and suddenly you're just slowly making your way off the floor as well as your aunt is, but you're focused on like how difficult it is to move, how difficult it is to even breathe right now.
Breathe.
Yeah, like because that thing enveloped you, so it took away.
It sort of takes. Yeah. Okay.
Took away. You got hot and sweaty all of a sudden. So not, right now you're kind of hyperventilating in a way. Everybody.
Actually, that's a really good point. Like imagine
Ferg is rolling around on the ground screaming.
Like, imagine the weird complexity of, like, everything is falling, and
It's just like rolling away from you, like.
we're starting to crunch, and it's really loud, and everything is just like you're warring for your life, and this bubble goes up around you, and it is like suddenly like almost dead silent, and you see all of this going on around you that should be loud, and all you hear is your panting breath, and then like moments later it flips back to sound and destruction, and you're like in this
Can
like
we
that would be
see?
disorienting.
Is
as
that-
hell.
Absolutely. You look around and you see that you are probably in the same room or hallway. You look over yonder and you see that time was actually almost crushed by a hallway collapse. That that maybe at this point of view that she didn't even really realize at this point, like because she's still like getting up off the ground. There is a massive tree that is like jutting through like the middle of the room, and basically you're surrounded by a lot of very impacted and compacted steel and metal.
Surrounded by?
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Close in?
it is so crazy. How I mean, like you're the only person that's really not like affected in terms of your shortness. You know what I mean? You can move around actually quite easily compared to time. Oh my god,
terrain.
I'm hunched hard.
time is hunched really hard.
So I know time. How far away is time?
About 20 feet.
And I know you're next to the escape pods, which should arguably be close to the hull, right? I'm
Close to the
assuming?
hull, but honestly, the hull is really like no more.
What is a
I mean,
hull?
what those escape pods were,
Whoa.
you have no idea because it's not the same thing anymore. You're in a completely different landscape right now.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah, really.
I.
Good news, not
And we're
falling.
not in initiative anymore, so feel free
Let's
to
talk about
pipe
good
in.
news.
Yeah, right. Good
Okay.
news, not falling
I
anymore.
can I still use spells? Can I?
Yeah, you can use
Yeah.
your
Sure.
cantrips.
I can't use.
Well, you have your
'cause I'm-
dagger.
I have my dagger.
And you gave yourself back one spell slot with your bonus action.
Right, and I have 4 slots on my dagger. Right.
Mhm.
Okay, so I would like to try to crawl towards time
You probably walk towards me.
or whatever.
I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I could probably walk.
I'd go punch.
Are you're pinned? You can't like.
No.
Okay.
I would say like you see this weird like spherical impression in like all this like metal and material that's around me, like it was like around a bubble that burst a moment ago, and she's kind of hunched over because she can't stand up full straight. But that's about it. Like she can kind of like hobble towards you, and that's kind of where she's at the moment.
Okay,
That
so is
sounds
there
right.
like I want to find the most like raw spot that I can get us out of and blast my way out of. I want to get us out of
Probably close to some windows. or what used to be
And
windows.
how would you blast your so
with chaos ball
Go ahead.
or yeah.
roll an insight check.
Meanwhile, Ferg sits up, looks at Lady July.
And I'm sure Lady July looks at you.
Plus on your insight.
You
It'd be your wisdom.
gin-soaked pig fucker. I am going to burn your library and feed you your own legs as soon as my feet touch the ground.
Hold on.
That's
Why
actually
would
really
Ferg
beautiful.
ever say burn your library?
Oh.
I was just about to
That
say.
sounds like the
Pretty out of
last
character.
thing.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
burn your home.
That's how irrationally angry
I'm gonna
Ferg
pillage
is.
your book and burn your home.
Yeah, that's that's how
Subtract an
irrationally angry.
inspiration point right
Pillage
now.
your book.
My guy's 0.
Actually, I will give you an inspiration point because that it was so out of character that it tells you how angry Ferg is.
I
so
agree with
yes,
that.
Irrational.
Yeah.
Belligerent.
completely
Super-
belligerent,
Yeah.
belligerent
I'm pretty sure
interaction.
you're raging right now.
Like
Yeah,
that is the worst
exactly.
thing that
Yeah.
Ferg could ever say.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is that
Rage.
level of like that is
Yeah.
Yeah.
the most sacrilegious.
But also
You're
gonna
gonna
feed
feel
you.
guilty about saying that later.
Ooh, yeah.
So,
There's gonna be some penance.
so I'd like
God,
you.
did I say burn
I'd like you to
library?
also make an insight check.
I got
Um,
18.
Make it a disadvantage because you're really pissed.
18.
18. Okay, so before you cast the spell, you realize that there's actually like it occurs to you like you're in the middle of a gigantic like wreckage bulb, and that there's actually like you're in the bubble of like a crazy amount of wreckage, and no amount of spells that you can cast is going to unbury yourself. You're going to have to sort of like find your way out.
Is
Wiggle.
the thing that Lucy casts still in effect?
No.
Is it still okay?
No, you see Ferg moving, so no.
No, not that spell. The one that protected us.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay.
It was
No,
a moment, like it was
Okay.
probably like a moment of like 3 seconds.
So this is where we're at right now, right? We're all kind of realizing we need to crawl out of here.
Yes, and you're also realizing some of you are looking aside and seeing that Ferg is maybe crawling threateningly towards Lucy July.
Yeah,
Yeah, my insight was a whole 5.
absolutely don't care about that. Absolutely don't care about that.
Your basically your rage takes over. So what are basic what are you
I'm cool
doing?
with this.
Um,
I'm fine with this.
Crawl fight.
no. So,
Slap. I'm not on the airship anymore, motherfucker.
We're on the ground.
we made a promise. Our feet have to touch the ground. So we're gonna start rage digging straight down.
There's nothing to dig.
Oh.
There's no ground.
Yeah, you're still in the
Being
melee
like-
shit.
No, not but
Looking
like fucking pulling debris and like we're trying to make a hole in this bubble so that we can get to the ground so we can kill this bitch.
So when you move a couple of things, yeah, that's fair.
Put me out of my misery.
And I almost imagine you like full eye contact with Lucy July as you're digging.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
We're just like trying to get our way out of here.
What's
Yeah.
happening here?
Quick as way possible.
Rage burrow.
So you move a couple of beams and then one very large one, and then things very alarmingly shift.
Cool. Do I get hurt?
No.
Cool. I keep pulling shit off.
It then the groaning keeps happening,
Stop
and basically all of you who are not rage digging realize that if Ferg keeps continuing, you're gonna die. The things are actually gonna collapse.
Okay.
So what do you do?
What the fuck does Ferg hate? Hold on a second. Can I?
Don't piss off the barbarian.
It's too late. The barbarian's already pissed off.
The barbarian's already pissed off.
It's a matter of
Can I
like
get down?
You're closest.
Like, you're like,
You're
can I
closest to
get
Ferg.
down? Like, say, Ferg, I will get you out of here, but you have to stop. You have to stop. Dang, I know.
Get me
I
out
know.
faster
She
than
makes
this?
me mad too. I know.
You do not know how mad she makes me.
You do not understand.
are you still?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2.
Talk about making a roll.
3,
Make a roll.
4. Someone roll a d4.
Wait, but
please.
I also have charisma. I have charisma. I want to.
Okay, I was like, I want to roll it.
You have
Two.
I'm-
You just got
you
yourself.
Also
Double two.
Double two.
Got
rolling?
yourself, yo.
So
A d4?
you pull something, and all of a sudden, a beam comes straight at Time's head.
Just
and I need you to roll. Actually, I'm gonna need you to roll a perception check to see if you were quick enough to see that coming.
Does my passive perception of 14, which is pretty good, help me with that? Like, is that enough to see this thing coming? She's pretty perceptive.
I know. You know, it actually is going to be a reflex save. Roll a reflex save.
So Dex.
Yeah. I know.
It's been years now.
I really hate myself every time
I still feel it.
Yeah.
No.
What part is? What part
Yeah, I
is?
got enough of that. It's really
Impact.
helping with this,
I listen to
unfortunately.
D&D podcasts and they say bluff checks all the time, and I'm like, guys,
That is a straight 18, Bill.
switch
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I feel like you might have
So-
a better chance, because this happened, to have a better chance of getting through the Ferg and being like, hey, you're gonna kill me, not her.
Yeah.
12, 13, 14, 15. So half of 15 is 7 points of damage as the beam. You dodge out of the
Would've
way, but
taken
it
me out
still
otherwise.
clips your torso and basically just bludgeons you for 7 points of damage, as opposed to it like breaking your collarbone.
Great, I'm at 6.
And you very much realize that this is because of Ferg's like moving and shifting of the debris.
That absolutely makes sense. So
Can you guys crawl out where the tree is?
So I'm actually gonna think about that. Stay on that note. I'm gonna go to you two.
Okay.
Oh,
So you
hit us.
are both of you kind of recovering as best you can. The wizard is like getting up from their area.
It's moderately helpful.
There are 2 other wizards that kind of came close that you convinced to like get
Are
out
all the
of
other
there.
ones dead?
One survived, one did not. So you now have the original wizard that you convinced to get out of the chair.
No, I mean all the strapped in ones. Did they die?
Oh, they're fucked.
What do we
they're
got? So
totally dead.
so they were like, oh, good thing we listened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we seeing in terms of like? Can we see the outside at all? Can we see the forest?
No, not at all.
Well,
The infrastructure has collapsed to the point where those like walls of force are not even like able to be present because the infrastructure collapsed so much that you were in an enclosed space with no obvious mode of egress.
not even the hole down that we were gonna jump through.
Correct.
The whole
Is
down is
there-
into the ground.
The whole, yeah, exactly. Exactly what it
Is
is.
there any like life in the ship at all? Like in terms of like, can we detect like any kind of like mycelium magic happening? Like in
How
the
would you
walls?
detect that?
Well, if I can touch the ground, I can listen to the forest. I don't know what it
Nerd.
would tell me, but that's up to you how you want to put that into the
Did we
game.
ever establish how that happens?
No, I kind of thought when you were telling me the other day that you were like thinking about the Kashar Forest that you would like considered what that means.
That's probably the one thing that I did not consider.
I was just curious. I mean, I don't know what the mycelium would tell me in the situation, except that it's supposed to guide me through the forest. So if it could guide me somehow out of here, I don't know. But
I would say maybe yes, but like that it would take a little bit of time, like almost like if there's
I don't think it would
a
be
meditative state.
instantaneous. Yeah, totally.
Something along those lines. Like I'm sort of. Is this like a class feature for what you have, or is this like something you
Someone
guys
hand me
This is
a
have?
something that I just
player's
made up
handbook.
about how the orcs
So-
don't get lost in Kashar.
So I'm wondering.
never made, like,
Bill, I'm wondering if this is
mechanics.
like the barbarian totem ability or totem ability. I don't know. Whatever the ability to kind of like sit
I'm picking up
and
your
commune
foot
with nature, right?
picking
That
up
level
your
of like
foot
I'm gonna
down.
spend a spell slot or a thing and kind of like commune with my
I'm
surroundings.
totally
for you,
fine
it's
with
just
using
this.
a key point for this and making that one of my
I think that
things.
makes sense.
Like to like check to listen or whatever, but that's up to how Bill wants to do it. I
Yeah,
only
the barbarian has to spend like a spell slot.
Actually,
to do
here's
it.
how I want to do it.
yeah.
Do you have any inspiration?
Yes, I have one.
That's what you need to spend.
Okay, so I spend an
Well,
inspiration.
hold on a
Okay.
second. So I want you to be very clear with me. What are you wanting to get out of this inspiration by communing with the mycelium?
I guess
Thank you.
I
Like a half and a half thing going.
Can I like?
I guess I'll talk to Farron
like
about it.
sidebar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sidebar.
I'll talk to Farron about it. I'll
Um,
tell him like I think I can do something, but I'm not really sure what to
Like,
ask.
can
you know?
the mycelium tell us where the weak spot in the ship is, so we can get
Like
out of
where
here?
else is the forest coming through? You mean
Yes.
type
like,
thing?
Like how can we? Where? Like I imagine it as like the mycelium. If it's running the ship,
Mhm.
it has knowledge about where we can best get out. You know, like in terms of like. Where's their weak spot? Where is their like because it's like flooding out. Like at least how I imagine the mycelium. It's like now it's like sort of maybe even potentially free. You know.
The
Like, it's
the
not-
one that was like powering the ship. Kind
Yeah,
of?
exactly.
Okay.
Like so like there's like and it's all symbiotic, so it's like there's something flowing out into the forest that maybe is also in the ship and we can see where those like rivers are, sort of. Like
Okay.
is how I think about it.
So basically,
So-
just like ask for openings.
So like yeah, like ask for openings.
Okay.
So I kind of see that. Did you read the little piece I wrote about time about her visualizing the flow of magics?
Mhm.
Right. Like I imagine there's some level of like you tapping into that with this. Whether you want to adopt that as your own visualization.
No, I'm
is
cool with
up to
that.
you. But like
I don't
as
think
a level
I
of
don't
like,
think Keth would understand it in that way though. He
No,
wouldn't
no.
think he was like
oh,
seeing.
she
you know
sees it
what I
from
mean?
an academic level, and that was the way
Yeah.
I tried to describe it. You put whatever spin on it, but like there's that same level of like flow. Now that this has happened, we're all part of that.
Like the mycelium
image.
energy flow type thing.
Yeah, some
Okay.
piece like you might be able to, I don't know, like
Alright.
follow that path.
So I'm gonna sit down and meditate, and I'm gonna sit so like I'm sitting on like the patch of ground that is the circle,
Yeah.
Okay, so
and I'm gonna ask if there's any weak spots or any spots where the force is coming through we can get out.
cool.
Basically.
I'm gonna say that
I can take as long as you want it to.
Firen. Oh
The
god,
midichlorians.
this is taking so long. you are a man of action.
Yeah, but I'm also like fascinated by anyone who has any sort of like I'm a what do we call it? A mycelium like
You're a sight and
yeah.
Connoisseur.
I'm a
Yeah.
cybophile.
file.
Right?
Cinephile?
Yeah.
No, that's movies.
Yeah.
Cybophile? Yeah, I mean I made a name to it.
Yeah, I know.
But,
This is the name, yeah.
But like I cannot I mean the thing that I'm attracted to about Keth is like they're like they've been to the Kashar forest. They can get like I mean we're going on these, you know, we're like looking for specific mushrooms, like that's how we started. But at the same time, I'm just like, I get to know this person who's been in the Kashar forest and out of the Kashar forest. And like that's like Farron's like, of this whole party, that's like Farron's like number one tie to this party.
So that tempers your impatience.
Right. Like I'm very much like, something's happening right now.
And I'm not a slave to time, so I will sit here as long as I need to.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not worried about you at all.
I know. I'm just saying that's one of my aspects.
I will say that it's hard to describe the visuals of what it's like to commune with the mycelium.
All I can say is it's great to feel home.
But I imagine, yeah, well, I would imagine so. But it also, I want you to imagine one of the most like complex computer programs, except that you're in the program, and it's a constant maze that's shifting and turning, that you've trained to sort of adapt to that shifting and turning.
So it's like taking me a while to navigate it.
It's taking you a while to navigate, and you finally get to a point where you feel like the mycelium is now working to your benefit.
Cool.
And when you open your eyes, you're sort of looking around, and you maintain that connection to the mycelium, even when you sort of like lose touch of like the actual earth. You maintain that connection because you're close enough, right? As a matter of fact, you realize through the communion that you just embarked on that it was because of the sort of power of the mycelium that you were falling faster than normal.
So the mycelium pulled us down.
Yes.
And I'm aware of that.
Yes.
I'm not going to tell Farron that yet.
That's fair.
I like that.
And
I envision this kind of like.
Sorry, Farron.
And tell me if we're off base on this, because my brain does weird
I don't
things.
understand why the mycelium wanted to do that, and that kind of scares me, and I don't want to share that with people who don't trust the mycelium like I do until I understand it better. I'm just explaining it to you.
Sure.
Well.
Yeah.
That's the thought process.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever tried to cross like 4 or 5, like 6 lanes of traffic, like a big street, right? And like, and there's a level of like, I could go in a straight line, but that's a real bad idea with this happening, right? So you kind of like, you see the pattern a little bit, you sit back and like wait for timing, and you're like, that line I should take is constantly shifting, but I'm gonna have to play with it through time. Like that's kind of how I'm seeing like your awareness of the shifting Kashar forest, right? Like is you sort of like getting from point A to point B, you kind of feel, but you're seeing this larger pattern that we don't understand, but you have to like
I have to like
move
shift
through
with it,
mentally, or
but
shift
now
with
imagine the cars as more like those bikes from Tron.
Yeah, exactly.
And they create like barriers and walls and it's just like, okay, now I have to reroute.
Some labyrinth.
Okay,
level
now
shit.
I'm going. Yeah, it's
I
complex.
because I was literally thinking Tron. That makes me so happy.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Cool.
So like, okay, so but now you have a certain idea as to like how to navigate this. So here's how that's going to benefit you. Is actually, I'm not going to tell you how that's benefiting you, but I promise you, it's benefiting you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I feel benefited.
Okay.
And I feel like you're like, oh, like we're going that way, and you start walking that direction.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
I'd like you to roll 2d4s, please, and I need the separate numbers.
But not
of
to
those
punch
2d4s.
things, I'm guessing.
Not to punch things.
I got a 1 and a 2, Bill.
You got a 1 and a 2. So you at a certain point you all realize that you're going to have to navigate the wreckage. There's no way out.
Okay.
So you look for some kind of a mode of travel, and you find one passageway. And I need you all, well, either of you can roll this, but I want one person to roll a 20-sided die. But because of your connection to the mycelium, I would like you to roll 2 20-sided dice. And I'm going to give you the best of the
So I'm
outcomes.
basically rolling whatever's happening at advantage, kind of?
You could say that. Although the numbers, it's not a high or low thing. It's I have a map of what happens.
So you're saying I can also roll, but they get to roll 2 die because of the connection.
Yeah, I'm
Is that
gonna
what
say
you're
either
inviting
either
both
of you
us?
can roll, but you're rolling as like your group.
Do you want to roll? I don't know.
But
Wait,
I mean,
but
if I-
do I roll
because
at
you're
an advantage or?
But I don't know how to pick a number if Bill says there's a different outcome for every number.
no. You just tell me the two numbers, and I'll tell you the best outcome.
Okay. Do you want me to roll?
Sure.
I got a 3 and a 1.
You're fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. We're all good today.
You
exploded.
you look ahead, and you kind of like move a couple beams, and you realize that there's a wreckage laced corridor that goes forward and starts to, and you basically have to like kind of climb up beams, and you're basically going up this wreckage laced corridor, and that's where you're headed. 1 would be bad.
Okay.
That's the only number in this. I'll let you guys know that. That's the only number in this whole situation that you don't want to roll. Go ahead and roll another 2d20, but how about Shanna do it this time?
Okay.
Oh, double ones.
And it's basically like you're rolling, but I want other people to just roll.
Oh
this.
yeah, no, totally.
17 and a 20.
Fuck yeah, thank you.
Ooh, you make your way out. You're done.
So,
Crit that shit.
no. You're not wrong.
Nice.
You make your way to a point in which you can see outside.
Yes.
And you're
Side
also
quest.
but here's the thing though, you're also in a position in which you can't really, you're on a certain level of wreckage that you can't actually get down and to safety very easily. So I'd like you to roll a survival check, because you're mapping out basically like
Both of us or one?
one person, whoever has the best survival check.
I'm
basically.
guessing we both have pretty good.
Would you please roll another?
How long is this? Hey, Bill, how
Mine's
long has this
+3,
been since the
what's
crash?
It's wisdom.
What do you mean?
Like, how much time has elapsed since the
Yours
actual
is-
like
but you
crash?
A minute.
My roll was
Okay,
6.
so their feather fall
So
just
you should
now.
roll again.
Okay.
They're like getting up to this, like, oh, we can totally. Oh, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you can almost feather fall.
Well, they could do the wing thing again.
Oh
all
yeah.
that.
Hi.
Yeah, we'd like to do the wing thing again.
We both saw us falling to our deaths, and we're gonna choose not to do that.
Perfect. So
We would like to run up
so
and down
you-
the walls.
Yeah. That's totally
If it's a
fine.
flat wall, we'll just serpentine.
So let me finish. So at this point you're going to have to actually like push and maneuver your
We got
body
this. We got
through a
this.
bunch of beams.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like both of you to make acrobatics checks to like weasel your way through.
I gotta just go old school die.
10.
5.
Okay.
Do you have an
I'm
inspiration?
going to get back to you, and I'm going to come back to them.
So,
One of us is gonna die right now.
Okay. You clearly have something burning.
Do I
Let's
get
do
to
it.
do
Probably
anything?
because I only have
I
2
didn't
points.
get about it. Hello.
Okay,
Yeah.
but let's talk about it, and then I'll make a decision based off of what's happening. So what's happening, Ferg?
so
No, waiting for fair.
I feel like time is
It's okay, we won't let you stay red.
going to better be able to redirect Ferg because of her like looseness in the actual time period. But I really want to go off of the she would do anything to feel connected to the universe again, and is like in this moment realizing if Ferg keeps going, time is gonna end and not be able to connect to the universe again. And so she really needs to like dip into her like deep history knowledge and like
Deep history knowledge? Yeah.
get Ferg digging in the right directions until Ferg stops raging, and then like
So basically redirecting the Hulk.
Direct
Yeah.
the missile.
Got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
and okay, and so I would say like the negative impact of that is like she's spending her entire turn instead of like trying to find a way out of here, which she probably could. She's like just redirecting your energy so we
Like,
don't die.
yeah, you know, like
Right.
Ferg don't dig here, dig there, and then like roll another history, like oh now hit that one. Like I'm imagining a couple history checks, and like if they fail, like more damage is gonna happen to like myself and everybody else.
There's a couple of avenues that I can see this happening. First of all, time, you can attempt to try to redirect Ferg by a persuasion check.
Okay.
Right? Or And you know, I'm not gonna say that's gonna be easy because Ferg is fucking crazy right now. Or
Very
you can
persuasive.
spend an inspiration point based off of your aspect to just do that automatically. Third thing
Okay.
is that you can gain an inspiration to do that with Ferg, but that's basically meaning that time goes up and whispers sweet nothings into Ferg's ears, and Ferg does what you say, but in the meantime, Ferg actually causes you bodily harm while trying to swat you away because he's so angry. Those are the 3 things that just popped into my mind right away.
It's aggressive.
I mean, yes.
So,
Yes, but-
gain inspiration point, take harm.
Yes.
Neutral but with trying persuasion, or spend an inspiration point and make it happen.
Yes.
Oh, God. That seems really intriguing, actually, in a lot of ways.
I love you too.
I know. No, that's really fantastic. Actually, I really like this, like, choose your own adventure kind of moment.
Well, because you said you would do anything to feel connected, and like you're like, oh shit, I either like get connected right now or like I die.
You also realize that you, like, logic dictates that you probably landed in the Kashar Forest.
Yeah. No, I mean, I saw the map before we left. Like, we're absolutely down there. She knows that, and there's other problems we need for that. I would say like how I'm rationalizing this is because of that I would do anything, and there is a level of shock that is going on, and not awareness of personal harm. Like, absolutely takes the inspiration point and like goes up and is like really like, I'm there with you, like, and we are very connected, like we're doing this, but is like not aware of like
Flying debris.
guiding guiding Ferg like along the path like that they're digging, and time is used to like sort of seeing like these weird like trail effects of like where things are coming at her, and so she kind of like can easily avoid things. So she's seeing like a little bit into the future and some other stuff, or like I don't know, it's still hard for her to figure out, but like she's so focused on this that she's not noticing that. It's just like she's not calculating right, and she's taking hits of things that are go off, and that's causing damage to her.
Ashley, can you please roll me a D8?
No, not her. She rolls 8 all the time. I swear to God, she's been rolling max. Oh God. Okay, I love you. It's fantastic. We're great. No, I knew you would do this.
Was it?
2.
2? Okay.
15 points of damage.
Okay. How many hit points do you have?
6.
Okay. You now have 2 hit points.
Oh, okay, sure.
And as Ferg catches you with like a backhand, trying to shoo you away, not really, like you're almost envisioning that it's Lucy, you know, like you're so mad. And Ferg, when you pull this last, but you are also redirected to an area in which you know you feel. And you almost would agree, from a distance, that oh yeah, that's a better place to like start digging from. That you start pulling out, and a couple of beams are pulled loose, and a corridor has been revealed. All right. Unfortunately, you've also revealed several humanoids that are making their way towards you. They have mangled bodies in various ways. Some of them are actually dragging their bodies along just with their hands. One actually has no arm. One's neck is completely broken, you see. But they all have painted faces with blood smearing. And a couple of them are muttering out of order in complete nonsensical, like it doesn't even make sense. Hi, welcome to the Sky Specter. How may I direct you? Would you like to take a look at the amenities list? Exactly.
How long did this?
We are rolling initiative.
Yeah, let's kill these things. Just close the wall.
Yeah.
No, but how long did it take to do this digging? Like, am I still gonna be raging?
You're
I
rage
will say
digging.
yes, you are still going to be raging.
So, like, how far into this rage?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Oh,
And the best part is that
Initiative, you're fine.
you three are going to be the concierge zombies.
Oh yeah, fuck me up. Let's do this.
So I rolled a 19.
Oh yeah, thank God. Because not good for either of us. This is gonna be unfortunate.
I'm not rolling initiative.
One of you could roll initiative. That would be awesome.
You'll be
I'm
the
not
same.
fighting the zombies.
14.
She's
Oh yeah,
with us,
We are.
right?
Oh yeah.
she's
I'm
there.
fighting the
Is she
zombies.
fighting the zombies
Yeah.
too?
Oh yeah, duh. So
Yeah.
You have
so
to roll initiative for
you and
Yeah.
you and me, we're all gonna be zombies.
I rolled
I
a
got
14,
9.
but
Cool.
you can roll initiative.
Hey Ashley, would you hand me that that sort of dry erase placard up there? Gracias.
I just want to say before we die that I love you.
Anger causes problems.
Can't you control these zombies? You like
This is
Lightbringer
not a
or something?
healthy expression of your feelings.
I mean, I beat up my best friend over
You
a
say you got 14?
failed math test. So.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
I don't know these things about your character.
I'm sure you do.
I'm a racist bitch. Like, I don't give a fuck.
What'd you
Frank's
get?
human. 3.
Oh, well.
3.
Time got a 3.
No dexterity modifier.
Nope.
I'm a racist bitch. I don't give
So
a fuck.
you go first.
Yes.
A few things I never thought I would hear come out of
Yes,
such mouth.
I go first.
Ever.
Sparky, what do you got?
9.
I'm an
And
actor. You should know that I will say at 19 anything.
19.
Yeah, damn straight, Skitty. Also something I,
I
never
just-
thought I would say.
Right.
Let's just keep it rolling.
Um,
That's something
Oakley
that I-
dokley.
I'll do
Oakley
my best Buckley impression as like a goodbye.
Would you put that back up there? Thank you. Okay, so the first one in initiative is Lucy. So Lucy, you see the concierge broken, beaten, bludgeoned, and battered coming at you, and you realize that because the ship is completely non-functional, their enchantments, aside from the random like malfunctioning of the magic mouths, they are loose and they will want to kill anything that is life.
Well, that's inconvenient.
Rude.
I mean, yes.
Yeah,
What happens
so,
when we have zombies for
first
servants?
off,
It's
where,
good.
shut the fuck up, Berg.
Those damn zombies are taking our jobs.
Where is Bogenschultz?
I feel
Do
bad
I
about
know?
Bogenschultz
Do I still
is
have a
not.
connection?
No. But you can
Also,
cast
Bogenschultz is
locate,
not undead.
locate person if you.
But that would be
human
my
or
full
question
action,
mark?
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Bogenschultz is like human.
Yeah,
What happened to
Bogenschultz
Ott?
was
You
still
still have
alive.
Where's Ott?
Good question.
Cooking.
Dissipated.
So okay, so I'm gonna like you know
No,
need
that's
some,
not a wizard.
some
Ott's dead.
help here. I thought I had something. to help.
Well, you
That
have
was a source
that.
of money and information and
Oh.
access.
That's why you wrote that down.
I did.
Okay, so how do I cast that? What does it do?
Can I see a player's handbook, please?
Or can we look it up on your little handy device?
Thank you. It's not actually on the device.
What are you looking for?
Turn undead.
What about?
How does it work?
How do?
And
Your
so
cleric can just
let's
destroy
see.
undead.
60 foot
Turn
range.
They're my babies.
undead.
I have many babies.
60 foot range.
30
and
feet
make
from
a
you,
DC.
you make a wisdom
30.
saving throw. If the
Wisdom.
creature fails its saving throw, it's turned for 1 minute.
Fear of you, runs away, does all the fear things.
Depending on the level, they die immediately though.
Also, that you might just obliterate a chunk of them. That'd be kind of sexy, Lucy.
Are you a cleric?
Okay.
Maybe.
Each of you
Life.
are going
Life
to
word,
make
word, life.
wisdom saving throws. Your wisdom modifier is -2.
-2, make a wisdom save. We're zombies.
You're zombies.
Brains.
We're deciding that I'm doing this, right?
15.
Just casting.
15? 9? Wait, why are you rolling?
I thought you were. I thought I was supposed
I
to.
think
Nope,
it's a
you're not-
static
no.
thing for them.
You so how do you actually enact this turn undead? Like how Lucy as a life steward, like what happens?
What's it look like?
Yeah, paint the picture.
Oh God, I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this.
You're harnessing the power of your god to turn this
We're never
filth
prepared for
away from you.
anything at the table of gaming.
I understand that now. Where's my improv background when I need it? So Lucy, like, her white gown is, like, you know, has got, like, blood smeared on it now, so it's not just, like, this pristine, like, white and gold thing. There's, like, her, you know, her own, like, blood from, like, it's, like, streaked down her
Yeah.
face a little bit. It's, like, on her, like, chest and torso. She just looks really spent. Like,
Spent. I love
just,
that.
just done.
Thank you.
No spoons, only knives. so done right now. Her hair is disheveled. Maybe she's got like some burn marks on her like hand and like forearm from her little shitty niece. And she's like,
Where are my sons?
just to like bring this into perspective, her groin spawn, like one of them is like just some kind of shell somewhere that she doesn't know where his soul is, and his twin is presumably sobbing over his body, and the ship just crashed. And they're in the what? The forest? The whatchamacallit?
Kashar.
They're in the Kashar forest.
That's
and
a
this
death
is, like,
sentence in and of itself.
This is not only a bad place to be, but also there's like trash here.
Oh!
So, like,
she
this
hates
is
you.
this isn't me. This
I know,
is
it's okay.
Yeah.
So like Lucy
Acting.
is like having.
Keth would still
Right?
save you
I would
if
assume.
you survive.
Oh my
He will
God.
still hike you to the edge of this forest.
Like Lucy is just having mediocre crisis now. We were tiny crisis before, mediocre crisis now. So she just like sees her slaves misbehaving and just kind of like, can she stand upright? We're still like
Absolutely.
She can? Okay, so great. So she's just gonna stand up.
Especially when she
And-
sees them coming towards them like with bloodlust, your adrenaline surges.
Yeah, this is like not your place. So maybe that's what she says. Is like this is not your place, and like
Oh, I like that.
casts like turn undead and is just like pissed. Like we've seen levels of increased like anger from Lucy as the day has progressed. Like Lumia's rebellion and like I don't know puberty. And like everyone doing random shit, and she's just like. Not your place, like absolutely asserting her control over the situation.
So, Ashleen, your zombie,
Dope.
for whatever reason, completely gets past that sort of level of like exerting Lucy's will. You get past it. Shanna and my zombie. I don't understand the question. Please repeat the question. Just like sizzles into a pile of like smoking debris of flesh.
Like
And I'm just walking
like Thanos
towards you,
snapping
like,
his fingers.
Can I get you anything
Yeah.
from the amenities list?
Perfect! Perfect! Yeah. Dude, inspiration for that one. That
Yeah,
was
that was good.
great. Yeah, that's
No.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
great. Mr. Stark.
What kind of damage did you do? What kind of damage?
What kind of
Holy.
It was
holy bitch.
turn undead, but certain levels of clerics can so when you turn undead are forced to flee from you because they're afraid of whatever power you're exerting in terms of like your conviction.
Okay.
You know,
she's got conviction.
but she's high enough level that a certain level of hit die of undead are not turned; they're just simply destroyed.
Okay.
They cease to exist.
The light of their god or their whatever, like, you know, just obliterates them. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
My life.
But now I will say that it's this zombie's
You worship
turn,
Narcissus.
and you can definitely get up to where Ferg is and attack this fleshy being.
I'm gonna go for a bite.
Absolutely,
A
do
tasty bite.
it. Roll a d20.
A Snicker snack.
A Snicker snack.
I got a 14 bill, and I don't know, I think zombies are +4 to hit, but
Zombies
Whoa.
are.
I mean, you matched anyway, so.
No,
Oh, is it
zombies are
14?
+3 to hit.
+3 to hit?
So what is that? 17.
17.
So does a 17 hit you?
Definitely.
Okay. Your damage. Roll 1d6 + 1 bludgeoning damage.
5.
Actually, no. You said you were biting, right?
Yeah, bite.
Yeah. So what was the damage?
It was a 4.
4. So you're raging, right?
Yeah, so two.
Yep. Yeah, so you end up like biting and you create like a surface bite, but Ferg just like pushes you off of him. He's just so fucking pissed.
Flex and it like
Scrape
pushes
with my
your
teeth.
jaw back. Like,
Yeah.
snap. Like, oh god.
Yeah. After the zombie, Sparky.
Like, you're gonna
Okay.
get it.
That zombie
Hold
just
up a
bit your
bug.
friend.
So what? I don't know what kind of
kidding.
damage
No,
works
exactly
against
what we
them. There's only one left, right?
There's only one left. Yep.
Okay.
What is the title of that?
And
Think about that.
Good firebolt.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna firebolt.
Okay. So go ahead. You have to fire pretty precisely as Ferg is kind of in the way. So go ahead and make an attack roll, please. You are trying to hit AC 12. That's a cock. That's
Sorry,
cocked.
you weren't over here.
It's
Mm.
really
Act.
Okay.
Just don't roll it on this again.
It was pretty. It was. I feel like it was pretty solid. Okay.
Well, you still got a. Oh, it's 11.
No, it's
No.
yeah. What was it, 12? I could use an inspiration point.
Would you like to?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. One rolling again.
Oh, because your halfling thing.
God.
Oh, got it.
16.
I love that you remember that. That's
I'm gonna
great.
read this.
Yes.
22.
Your firebolt. Interesting.
It's a D10 normally.
So the zombie is sort of like not really well balanced, and I'm gonna say that your firebolt actually hit a brace of of metal like right next to it, and the lucky portion of that was that you completely missed, right? But the lucky portion of that is that the zombie tripped over its sort of like awkward broken knee, and then like just basically like pressed up against the wall and seared itself, and that was the damage that it took, the fire damage. So go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, for what? Is it
D10.
D10.
Oh, really?
Oh, baby.
Well,
Was that
what? Does
one?
it one? Doesn't it lucky works for
No,
whatever?
it's just for D20
It's only
rolls.
Come
for
on.
attack
Yeah.
rolls, ability saves, and
I wish,
and
dude.
saving
That'd be
throws,
so
yeah.
cool.
So it takes 1 point of damage. So it kind of sticks to the wall for a second, but then it pushes itself off.
Needs a little flush front, like a little bacon behind.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now it's like perfect. Now it's like perfectly painted face, while it was marred from the crash. It's like now more marred from like the
Real
the
fucked up.
searing. You know. I didn't understand the question.
Oh God!
It's away
Whoa.
from, but it's away
Alright.
from you.
No, it's still coming after for sure.
Breakfast
Okay.
was
Yeah.
going to be delicious.
Do you want to move anywhere, or are you good where you are?
Bacon.
I want to move towards it and towards Ferg if I'm not already
Where
super
are you
close.
going?
Okay.
I want to pull
Where are
it
you
away.
going?
How,
You wanna what?
How much of
I
you
want
want
to
to pull it
bloody
away
right now.
from
So much blood.
You want to pull it away from Ferg. So you're not going to be able to. You can get up to it, but you can't pull it away from
I
Ferg.
already have done
I
that.
will say that getting that close to a zombie.
Can I compel her to do something small?
Well, let me
She's
finish.
She's small.
Okay. Actually, this is an interesting thing about compels that I want to get in the habit of. So I want to allow the player to go through their thought process and go through their sort of what they would do, and then I'd like you as the player, if you have their card, to actually offer a compel in lieu of that. So, and why I want that is because I don't want to step on the creative toes of the players. I want them to be able to get their idea out. I want them to be able to like be who they are as the player. So I'd like you guys to, all of you, to acknowledge that in the future, because I want Ashley to be able to like be Sparky in the moment, but then I would like you to very much have the creative opportunity to like offer a compel.
Yeah, I think
So-
I was done with my.
Yeah, I was going
doing.
off of what you said, but I.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I looked at that as like you weren't completely done.
Unless I can do more. If I can, I thought you were about to say that it was going to take the zombie's attention, getting that close, but I don't know.
No. What I was trying to say is that you could move up to the zombie, but you couldn't actually like pull it away from Ferg yet because you already cast your firebolt. Your firebolt was
Okay.
the action. You can move up to it.
Okay.
So now, what's your compel?
Well, I was gonna say something like, I mean, I don't know if this would work on like one of these zombie things, but
Yeah.
essentially, like, the compel would be to not necessarily like run up to pull it away from Ferg, but to just like draw its attention more. So like, I was thinking like brandish dagger, like, come at me, you stupid amenities, like, or take this or something like that, you know, just like draw its attention or like ask it, like try to get it to like focus on her instead if she was like worried about Ferg. And that would put her in direct danger.
Yeah,
but
what were you going to say that getting that close to a zombie, you were going to say something?
That was you can't pull him away.
What?
That's all he was saying is that you get that close, you can't pull him away.
Oh,
He already
okay.
answered
Okay.
that question.
Yeah.
But that's all I was gonna say. But if I don't know, that's kind of like, I don't know. If that's kind of like what you were trying to do, but different, I don't know.
You mean if that works as like a adequate?
Compel, yeah. I don't know if that's a
Compilation.
bad enough like thing, like to be like the next thing is gonna get attacked. I don't know. Because
I keep doing things that like I'm already doing things that you're
Yeah.
telling me to do. Yeah,
Okay,
it's kind of confusing.
so do we all agree that that's like exciting and harrowing that you basically catch the zombie's attention?
Yeah, I think that's like that's a risk. That's because
Yeah.
I feel like
easily
it's
could
pretty
be still
stupid and
attacking.
something that she would do with her like need to like save people thing because like Ferg is probably gonna be fine against this one zombie and she's a tiny little halfling
Yeah.
that doesn't have armor, so she's like, "Come hit me instead," and she, you know,
Okay,
like
Yeah.
Zap.
Okay,
Yeah.
take an inspiration point, and you're the next target.
Okay.
So
with your little
after
dagger.
Sparky is Ferg.
There's a little bug zapper next to you that's real angry.
Ferg doesn't even notice the little bug zapper, but
Still digging.
no.
You just got bit, so probably not. They just
So yeah, Ferg just got bit, and they're also, because they're raging, they're like, I'm not spilling blood. If you're already dead, I'm gonna help you. And baseball bat right at the zombie's head.
Red pencil.
Red pencil.
Boom.
Bring it on.
You correct that mistake.
That. Will you accept that?
Well, I don't know. What do you think?
I felt like it was a cock, but
Then re-roll it.
Yeah, don't get
I think it was a
cocky.
heavy lean.
Because I didn't see it until Will moved the.
It wasn't perfectly
something.
subtle, but it was like 95%.
it was
lean,
95%. Yeah, I
Well,
was,
if it's
leave it up to yourself.
95%, I'm going off of your call. What do you call?
It was almost
because
entirely
I
down
didn't
to
see
like
it.
2 degrees of like off the table.
from my angle, it was cocked.
Okay,
So-
then
Go
you
for
roll
it. Then roll
There
for
you
it.
go.
Honest Abe.
And 1 is the counterpoint.
That is so fucking funny. I can't even handle
I'm glad you got rewarded for being that moment.
You rolled a natural 1.
As a counterpoint, are you inspiring
We've all
this?
been rolling
Yes.
shit tonight.
Fucking damn
Yeah.
it.
I have not been rolling.
Hey, I
that
nat
shit,
20'd and
thank
spiraled
you.
down a shaft.
Yeah, you
Dude,
did.
yeah, dude,
Yes,
get
you
sparkly
did.
form.
Sorry, that was really weird.
You want to try again?
20.
Yeah.
Yes.
20.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
I
better.
am
Oh,
so
shit.
pissed.
Take it down, take it down, take it down.
We got really stoked.
Yeah.
Boom.
That is a 19.
You definitely hit the zombie.
Yeah,
Roll
yo.
damage.
Babies.
My babies.
We fucking loaded 2 of them.
The twins, worried about it.
No, it's fine. I don't know where my boys
Oh, the twins are
are.
dead. No, I'm just kidding.
12.
12 points of damage. Okay. You
God, that was. Oh, I'm
cleave
so
into
annoyed.
it. You cleave into it, and the torso sort of like splits almost in 2, and it's sort of like barely even like a whole piece right now, and yet it still keeps going.
Can you please repeat the question?
I'll repeat your fucking question, bro.
Okay. After Ferg is time.
Yeah, it is.
It's time.
It is time.
It
I
did
know.
this time.
I don't think time
never
has
did
anything else she can do apart from like fire off a
I
firebolt at this
smell
thing.
that.
Okay.
Like kill zombie bad.
And they don't smell good.
Yeah, let's do this.
Smell like you're trying.
Firebolt.
to
Okay,
keep things
so same kind of a thing. You're sort of firing past Ferg and now Sparky. So fire away, but there's a little bit of cover.
Fire away.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, please.
Hit me with your firebolt.
But good thing zombies are slow and easy to hit because that is a 19.
A 19 definitely hits.
You guys are really picking on me. I feel ganged up on a little.
Why?
Because I'm a zombie. I was
Oh,
joking.
okay. We don't fucking care.
You just
I
have
know,
to
I
put
know.
your own
Undead
to like,
feelings.
I'm gonna start a zombie movement. That's really like anti-adventurer.
Some
Oh,
Lord
a
Body
whole
shit storyline going on right
1 point of fire damage.
Oh man, you pulled an Ashley. Damn.
Ooh, she rolled up really high for like most of the.
Well, I know,
rest of the
but
game.
like both your firebolts this round have been 1.
Yeah.
Little sizzles.
Eh.
Essentially.
Pew pew.
No,
But
better one.
we'll see if it rolls and does a thing, or whatever it has to do.
Okay, so it just clips it.
Thanks for the
It barely
sunburn.
does anything. I'm just being honest. But
Aim
yeah,
for 1.
yeah.
1 is still a thing.
And then you sick your weasel. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ate weasels for breakfast.
You don't eat. You're dead.
I tried
Oh.
to eat you.
No, you tried to bite me. That's
Okay,
different.
after time, Lucy, what you got?
I don't. Well, I mean, this looks pretty.
Oh god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's dead. Yeah.
What? Describe what.
Yeah, please.
just happened.
So I don't know. Do you mind if I describe it since you probably don't?
Yeah, I really
Understand.
have to pee. So you could describe it while I run away and pee.
Okay. Run away and pee.
Goodbye!
And they were never seen from again.
So, Lucy calls upon like a powerful conviction of her family, her people, and of course, like the power that life.
The big JC.
Big JC. Yeah. No, it's the
Penny,
the
obviously.
power of life and
Just a
love,
drink.
essentially. And a column of fire just comes down and incinerates the zombie. And basically the column like goes away, and there's just little flecks of dust.
And
It is just no more.
We are all, by
then
the
you hear the
way,
Buffy theme song.
left with that weird sense of opulence for this spell too, because this was really bringing down a jackhammer on a cockroach, like level like at this point. Like this zombie was almost gone, and this was like a powerful like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like that is a big spell to
power
cast
play.
on that thing.
I know
yeah.
how much damage that spell normally does, and it's just done.
Assuming it's
I'm glad we didn't
radiance.
fight Lucy.
Yeah.
Now to go back
Dread.
to you two
Yes.
real quick.
Are we dead, Bill?
So you
Wait,
guys,
what happened to our wizards?
hold on a second.
I just realized what. Yeah, did they jump
on a
with
second.
us? Okay, I'm holding.
Yeah.
Hamburger.
You were not able to get through the wreckage. It's you can see outside. You can see that there is this massive vista of forest that is breathtaking, and at the same time, like, you know, maybe for you because you've never experienced the Kashar, like a little bit frightening just because of all the rumors. You know, whether that holds credence or not. But you just can't get. It's like it's just out of reach. You can't get through the wreckage. So you're gonna have to find another way.
Okay, well, we look for another path, like survival check or whatever we need to
All
do.
right.
How
And
calm you're being.
that's where we will end tonight. Is the intrepid party trapped in the wreckage of the Sky Specter, inside of the vast maze that is the Kashar Forest.
I mean, at least we're closer to the
Job on
To
fire.
death.
well that, but
Dun dun
the
dun.
collective,
The other one.
Strassman?
the Strassman collective, then
Somewhere.
not.
It's in the forest somewhere? Question
And the
mark.
men in
Well, the
mushroom.
Strassman Collective was
At the Jawbones.
rumored
Yeah.
to be near the Jawbone Flats.
Yeah.
Could be more than one.
So that's very possible.
It's not just thinking
You
a
know?
single colony. I'm gonna get my
Uh,
drugs on.
A Strassman collective.
so I am. Oh man, I have a lot of time to prepare.
Drink.
For the Kashar Forest, but let me tell you that in the last 3 days, I've had a lot of really inspiring thoughts, and I've now like come to this. I've been using a lot of my phone to do like voice dictation, and I'm really excited for your journeys into the Kashar.
Can I say something in character to Lumia before we depart?
Yes.
Please.
6 words or less.
Hyphens. Use a lot of hyphens.
Yourself is one word!
Speak in German because you can get 7 words in one.
There's a lot of Strasses. A lot of like double S's and shit. Boom.
Oh, now I'm counting in like beats instead of like or syllables instead of words. Hang on. Hang on, this is really hard now.
Haiku.
Shh.
You can do more than 6 words. Just fine. It's
Okay.
fine. Just keep it short.
6 to 16.
It's going to be okay. There's a silver lining we can collect on. Bye.
Okay, and I'll
Holy fuck.
I'll say that the realization that you have when your aunt says that is that because the July conglomerate is a fertilizer company, when she says collect them, she means all the dead of the ship. There's money to be
There's a
made.
silver lining we can collect on. That's what you said. Collect on.
That is what I just said.
That you can collect on. Yeah, or them.
I said that we can
Collect on
I
as in
said
like.
that we could collect on. If you would like to edit it for the purposes of like in-game
No, that's fine.
information, we can say
Yeah.
we can collect them.
That makes sense.
I'm fine.
No,
with
that makes
no,
sense.
I'm like legitimately okay with
Okay.
it. That's a little more direction than I was like going to give away, but
Yeah, I like that.
yeah. There's a
You
silver
profit
lining.
on disaster.
We can collect on them.
Interesting.
Just
Cool.
like
on the.
Bye, friends. It's been so fun to play.
Too rude.
Gosh,
So
I wish I
fun.
could stay more.
Oh, you
Have
actually
fun
fit that
in
in
your
the last
endeavor.
fucking sentence.
I really did.
Nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I tried. I knew that was my whole. I was like, it's not. It's really difficult. Ask.
I asked Zed, I'm like, hey, just try to fit this into the game. Like somewhere like naturally. Last
Somewhere naturally,
line.
while
I
the-
really-
Naturally.
last
While the
line.
Zeppelin
I really
is
appreciate fitting it in
falling
naturally.
for a very long time.
That was falling for a really long time. That was really stressful.
I know.
It was
And
only.
I
It
couldn't
know!
do anything.
was only like
And then my
20
babies
seconds of
rebelled.
gameplay.
I don't
Yeah.
know where. I don't know where my
You
sons
said
are.
I know like you
Aaron,
weren't a part
I
of
feel
his
like
whole
you're not gonna
monster
play it.
spell.
I got 0
know,
points.
right?
It was really rough.